All right, next up we're going to take a look at the Chicago Bears from a fantasy perspective. Bears made a lot of changes in the offseason, mostly on the coaching side. Lovie Smith is no longer the coach. He's been replaced by Mark Trestman. Trestman's been very successful as a quarterback coach everywhere he's gone. He was in Canada where he went to several Grey Cups in his time there. So he's a well-respected offensive mind, and that should be good for both Bears fans and for fantasy fans of Bear players. Doesn't mean you should take Jay Cutler as the quarterback, though. It's hard to believe Cutler, for all the talk of him, has never thrown 30 touchdowns in an NFL season. He still forces too many passes. That's likely to continue again. Cutler is a quarterback 2 at best and a bottom rung of those guys as well. He's one of those guys that you probably shouldn't draft. You might get him for one matchup as the bye week goes. But in general, don't worry too much about drafting someone like Jay Cutler. He just doesn't have any fantasy value. Running back is a little bit of a different story. Matt Forte is a solid runner and will average probably somewhere in that 1,100 to 1,300 yard range. He doesn't carry the ball in the goal line, which hurts his statistics. But in point per reception leagues, he's going to catch a ton of passes, and that's enhances his value. He probably sneaks into that top 8, 9, 10 running back if you are in a point per reception league. Otherwise, he's a solid running back 1 in like the running back 11 or 12 spot as far as drafting goes. And as such, he tends to go late in the second or early in the third round. Michael Bush backs him up. He's mostly a goal line runner, and as such, he has some value. Might handcuff Forte and Bush at the back end of the draft. Bush is going to go around like 14, 15 often, but he sometimes even goes earlier simply because people are trying to grab running backs just to have a name in case someone gets hurt late in the draft. At wide receiver, you've got Brandon Marshall. Marshall joins Dez Bryant and Calvin Johnson as the 3 best wide receivers out there from a fantasy perspective. He's not in Calvin Johnson's class, but those receivers will go 1, 2, 3. It's a question of when. Marshall will go typically middle of round 2. He might go into the top half of round 3, but he shouldn't last any longer than that. On the other side, they've got Alshon Jeffrey. He needs to expand greatly on his decent rookie season, and he might do that, but at best, he's around 11 or 12 type of pick. And they do have Earl Bennett behind him. Look at him maybe as a fantasy waiver wire pickup for certain matchups, but he's not going to be drafted. Martellus Bennett comes over from the Giants at tight end and gives the Bears a real legitimate threat to catch a pass at the tight end spot, something they haven't had in a couple of years. Bennett really enhances that team and is again a middle round pick at the tight end spot. Defense has been great before. It will be great again this year. Not quite as good as they were last year when they probably were the top defense, but certainly a top 5 defense. Devin Hester still a solid return guy, although he hasn't returned a kick in a while. So look for the Bears to go as one of the top 5 defenses. And Robbie Gould is the kicker, and he's a terrific kicker. Lots of field goals in that 40-plus range. And so, again, looking at the Bears, Cutler, a back-end quarterback 2, probably not draftable. Matt Forte should go in the 2nd round. Michael Bush will go late in the draft. You've got Brandon Marshall, who will go as the 2nd or 3rd wide receiver taken in the draft. Should go 2nd, 3rd round at the latest. Alshon Jeffrey and Earl Bennett behind him. Jeffrey might be draftable in round 12. Martellus Bennett at tight end is certainly another one of the myriad of guys that's decent but not great. Bears defense is one of the top 5 in the league, and Robbie Gould is the top 5 kicker as well.